Hello?
Good morning. This is the Attorney General's office returning your call.
Yes, I want to know how I go about making a complaint against somebody that works at the Attorney General's office.
Okay, sure. Well, that would largely be through our Constituent Services Division. I can connect you over with them now. Do you know which this employee is in?
He refused to give his name, so he wouldn't identify himself. He had he had a jacket with a state signature on it, and he was an older gentleman with white hair.
Okay.
And he was there on Friday afternoon around 5 o'clock.
Okay. Well, sir, I'm going to transfer you over right now to our Constituent Services Division.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
Moment, please.
Constituent Services at the Office of Attorney General Maura Healey is not available. Record your message after the tone. When you've finished, you can hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, this is Mr. Porter. I would like to make a complaint against an employee who refused to identify himself. I would like to get his information. You can give me a call back at 617-710-1928. Thank you. So basically,
If you are satisfied with your recording, press 1. To review it, press 2. To re-record your message, press 3. To continue recording to send your message now, press 1. To mark it as important, message sent. To disconnect, press 1. To enter another number, thank you. Goodbye.
So I was down at Maura Healey's office on Friday, February the 26th, and I was recording an event down right in front of Maura Healey's office, and I proceeded to step onto public property to get a better view of recording, and a gentleman who refused to identify himself, he had approached me and told me I cannot walk on the property, the building's closed, whatever. I told him I'm stepping on public property, and he kept saying the building's closed, something about you gotta leave now, or this, whatever he said. And I just ignored him for the most part. So I asked the 2 state troopers that were up there. They totally agreed that it was, public property. So I'm trying to find out why this gentleman was harassing me, basically. And the other issue, I'm trying to find out why he refused to identify himself after I asked him several times to identify himself. So that's a big problem when you have public officials that work in their official capacity and they give orders and they refuse to identify himself. Now that becomes an issue because when you want to make a complaint, how do you know this guy legitimately works for the city of Boston or state? Like, if you work for the city or state, you should identify yourself. And if you don't want to identify yourself, you should not give out any authoritative orders. That's my biggest point right there. It's okay you don't want to identify yourself, so don't expose yourself. Stay behind the desk where no one can see you, that's fine. But once you inject yourself into the public, you should identify yourself, because how do we know who you are? Anybody can say anything, and doesn't mean they have to follow those rules. And the 2 state troopers, I want to say they did a great job. They identified themselves. I believe one was William Bolger, and the other one, I don't remember his name, but I met him before. And they did a great job identifying himself, no problem, but the other individual refused to identify himself. So that's what I'm doing, a follow-up at Maura Healey's office to find out why we have these public officials that are just doing what they want to do and don't want to identify themselves. And the other problem I have is, had I been an uninformed citizen, not knowing my rights and not knowing what I can and cannot do, this gentleman will be allowed to trample all over my rights, violating my First Amendment. Who knows what else he might have violated? He might have violated some other rights as well. But this is the thing, very important. We got a lot of city officials that just don't like what they see and tend to take actions in their own hands based off of no law at all. Prime example, we got a police commissioner, or should we say former police commissioner, that puts unlawful signs up all throughout the city of Boston, and we still haven't gotten any results of why those signs are up there. And that's going to be my next one. I'm going to call police headquarters and ask them, about these signs that are up there, who has the answers for them. Unfortunately, I already know they're going to give me a runaround. They've been doing it for the last couple of weeks. But it's always worth taking a shot in the dark. And I believe headquarters, their number is pretty easy. 617-343-4500. Very easy to remember. Give them a call and see what they say.
Good morning, Office Police Commissioner. This is Cadet Nancy. Can I help you?
Yes, can I have the police commissioner's office?
This is the Police Commissioner's office.
Okay, so my question is, I called 2 or 3 weeks ago trying to find this information about the signs that are in the all the police stations throughout the city of Boston, and no one's gotten back to me yet on these signs. So I'm trying to find out, who do I talk to about this.
What signs are you talking about, sir?
There's signs that are clearly posted in that came from the commissioner's office. You guys should be aware of them. They say no recording, no videotaping, no pictures in the front lobby. I want to know what law is supporting that sign and who authorized the signs to be put up there.
Okay, hold on a moment.
80 Whiskey Victor 20 Toyota RAV4.
Hello, you have reached the Office of the Legal Advisor at the Boston Police Department. Our business hours are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. We are unable to take your call at this time. Please call us again during regular business hours. If you need general contact and mailing information, please press 1. If you would like to try an extension, you may do so now.
See, what they're going to do is they're going to give you a runaround to the legal department. I already spoke to the legal department, and the legal department has no answers. So it's all on the commissioner's office now. It's not on the legal department. The legal department.
Hello?
Hello?
Did that not go through, sir?
Yes, ma'am. But I got a question about you. You keep transferring me to the legal department. The legal department says they have no control over those signs being put up. I already went through with the legal department. So they said they referred me to the commissioner's office themselves. So that's why I'm calling the commissioner's office. You understand?
Okay. If you want to know the laws, it will be normally through the legal department.
But I already talked to the legal department. That's what I'm saying. I spoke to them multiple times. They informed me there's no lawyers that work in that department, and they have no control of those signs being put up. You follow what I'm saying?
Yep.
So,
hold on a moment. Let me
okay.
speak to my supervisor.
Okay, because the Boston police are known to giving you the runaround. So we want to stop the runaround. We don't want to push the blame on each person back and forth. Legal department already cleared themselves for any legal advice. They advise them not to put the signs up if you want to know the truth.
Can you assist with a lockout? There's a baby in the vehicle, 5060 Washington Street.
The legal department clearly removed themselves out of the equation by saying they don't have lawyers that work in the office and they don't give legal advice. But one lady told me that they were advised not to put those signs in there from the first place. So now it's on the commissioner's office. So why those unlawful signs are in the police stations? And the sign clearly says pure order of the commissioner. It doesn't say pure order of the legal department. It says pure order of the commissioner. And I don't